Hello and welcome back to the Zone Focus channel. Today, I'm going to be giving you my thoughts on a camera that some people call the M6 killer. And that camera is the Voigtlander Bessa R2m. Let's get into it. Today we're going to be shooting some Portra 400. Why am I shooting Portra 400? Because everybody on YouTube loves Portra 400, so why not? You feel me? It's real easy to load. I mean, it's a backdoor loading system. Slide that across like that, pow, you know, put it in the grip, make sure it lines up with the teeth. Boom, like I'll give it a turn, ciao. As long as it's lined up right there, you're all good. Close it up. 1 shot, 2 shot, change the ISO. Today we're gonna shoot it at 200, overexpose about 1 stop, and guess what? After that, you're ready to go. Let's get it. So a couple of things that brought me to this camera. First of all, again, this is the Voigtlander Bessa R2m. This is a rangefinder camera that is made by Cosina, which is a Japanese country. And yes, Voigtlander is German or somewhere up in that region of Europe. But Cosina bought Voigtlander back in the day. So now you have a camera that says made in Japan on the bottom, and then it has German writing on it. Who would have thought? So the 3 things that brought me to this camera is A, the fact that it's an M-mount camera. B, would have to be the fact that there's a light meter inside of this camera. And it's actually a pretty good light meter. I enjoy it myself. And then 3 would have to be the fact that I got this camera for a deal, right? I got a good price on this camera and it came with the lens. So because of that, you know, that's why I had to pick up this camera. All right, today we're still working with the R2m. Today I'm just gonna finish off this roll, take a couple more images. So one thing about the Voigtlander Bessa, I love it, but one thing that gets on my nerves the most, more than anything, is these strap lugs. So the strap lugs are on the front of the camera. And so what happens is when you're walking, the camera tends to turn on its side and hit you in the stomach. So when you're walking, you see the camera, it likes to tilt like this. And so what happens is it starts to hit you in the gut. You know, and getting hit in the gut ain't fun. And then when you put your arm in it, say you like to do the one arm thing, this is how it ends up on your side. it doesn't work and it ain't fun and I don't like it. Yeah, other than that, I really like the camera. So now I'm gonna give you all my final thoughts on the Voigtlander Bessa R2m with the 50mm Heliar Classic lens. I'm also gonna run a couple of my favorite shots that I've taken with this camera and this lens combination as we go over these final points. So at the beginning of the video, I talked about, or I said that some people call the Voigtlander Bessa R2m the M6 killer. And to that, honestly, I can't say if that's true or if that's not true. I've only shot the Voigtlander Bessa R2m, and so because of that, I can't give my opinion or, you know, say anything about the M6 and how they compare to one another. But what I can do is talk about some of the quirks about this camera that kind of turn me off, and those include maneuvering the shutter speed dial is difficult at times, especially when your eye is up to the viewfinder. In the viewfinder, one of the most annoying things is that at times, if your eye is not centered in the viewfinder, the focusing patch disappears. And that's, and also the meter will disappear on you too. So if you're not really centered in that eyepiece, the viewfinder, in the viewfinder, your focus patch and your meter will disappear on you. So that's not cool. Oh yeah, and if there's harsh light behind you and you're shooting the camera and it gets into your eyepiece, it will flare all of your viewfinder lines, which is funny because when it's happening in front of you, it doesn't cause any issues when there's harsh light in front of you, but when it's behind you and it gets into your viewfinder, then it'll light up all of the viewfinder lines in the camera. Other than that, I really enjoy this camera and there's nothing wrong with this camera and it does exactly what I need it to do. I will say that if you are trying to get into the M-mount system and you might not have the budget for the Leica at the moment, I feel like this Voigtlander Bessa system is a great place to start. And because it's an M-mount camera, you can always take the lenses with you as you upgrade or you side grade, however you want to say it. As you change bodies with other M-mounts, you can always take the lenses with you and use them in the future. With all of that being said, go out there and get you a Voigtlander Bessa and try this thing out. Take it out for a spin. And always like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you do all of that, the due diligence. Make sure you do that due diligence. And catch me on the next one. All right, so with that, stay zone focused. I appreciate you. Peace out.